Okay, con. Con. All right, we should be good.
Okay.
Hey, Shalom.
Shalom.
Hey, it's your brother, Great Millstone Charlotte. Come with another quick live morning, edification to the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Shai. First and foremost, we want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakah HaKodash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone that rule well and teach well, and peace and blessings to the hopeful elect, pushing this word with all truth, righteousness, and sincerity. Shalom, shalom.
Shalom.
So this morning, man, we just want to touch on how the Lord is going to keep his chosen, man, right? The elect are going to be uh, taken care of, right? Provision is already set for the chosen of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, right? Now we're going to get into that word kept, but ultimately, as we see, things ramping up in prophecy, you see the various plagues and pestilences, you see World War III, the persecution that's about to come, all these things mounting up. You have to remember that the Lord is going to protect those who he's chosen from the beginning of time, man, right? Now, if you could grab John 17 and read 14 and 15.
Okay. This is John. Salah. This is John chapter 17 and verse, you said 4? Oh, you said 17.
14.
14. This is John 17 and verse 14. It says, I've given them my word, and the world hath hated them, because they are not of the world, even as I am not of the world.
Right. So we're separate from this world. We're separate from these people, right? In mindset and belief, right? And ultimately, they were set apart to be set for destruction. And Lord willing, we're set apart for salvation, man.
Keep going.
Con.
Verse 15. I pray not that thou shouldest take them out of the world, but that thou shouldest keep them from the evil.
And that's the point of the lesson right there, man. Right? We're not going to be taken, out of this place, immediately, right? But the Lord is going to keep us from these evil times. He's going to, and we're going to this word keep. It says here, Strong's G5083. It's tereo. It says attend to carefully, to take care of, to guard, right? To keep one in the state which he is, to observe, to reserve, right? So we're being reserved, right? We're being attended to carefully. He's not going to give brothers more than they can handle, right? The Lord is carefully watching each brother and you sisters out there, right? So that we're in the correct position for when these times start to come, man, right? That's why some brothers may have more, some brothers may have less, but it's the lot that the Lord has us in, so that we can, attain our salvation, man, right?
Can I
You
keep
got
going?
something? I know that was it on that.
Can I,
I'll let
let me
you
get
get
this
something
real.
else.
Let me get this real quick if I can.
Okay.
This is Bon Sirach chapter 2, and we'll get verse 10, verse 9. It says, "Ye that fear the Lord, hope for good, and for everlasting joy and mercy." Verse 10. Look at the generations of old, and see, did ever any trust in the Lord and was confounded? Or did any abide in his fear and was forsaken? Or whom did he ever despise that called upon him? All right, the answer is nobody, because if you look at all the generations of old, scriptures go into and give a detailed synopsis and examples on, how the men of old, entrusted in the Lord, and how the Lord delivered them from their various different situations. It says, and was confounded. You see, so it's no confounding, it's no confusion in trusting in the Lord, It says, or did any abide in his fear and was forsaken? So if you truly serve in the Lord, he's going to make sure that you're provided for and protected. And when you go into that word, you said keep in the New Testament in the Greek, In the Hebrew, it goes into shamar, which means to to observe, to guard, to pretty much save a life, to save your life. And that's pretty much what the Lord is doing in the spirit, for the elect.
Should be good. I think we're all right. Can you hear me?
Kind of cut out a little bit.
Okay. Okay. Bible quick, grab Revelation 3 and 10.
Okay.
Actually, can you read that John 17 and 15 again?
Okay. This is John chapter 17 and verse 15. It reads, I pray not that thou shouldest take them out of the world, but that thou shouldest keep them from the evil.
Right. So we're not going to be, immediately taken out of whatever troubles we face. That's why it's important to pray, for endurance, because this thing is a marathon, right? It's not a sprint. It's not going to have us quickly come out of this, man. Right? We're going to have to be tested. We're going to have to be tried, right? And so that's why Howard Shai prayed, that we not be taken out of it, right? But that we be protected, that we be kept, in the midst of it, man. That's why, when it says, uh, in what's it, Jeremiah 30 and 7, right? Jacob's trouble, right? He will be saved out of Jacob's trouble. But to be saved out of something, you have to be in the midst of it, man. Right? So we're gonna be, in the thick of things. But the Lord is gonna be protecting us throughout all these trials and adversities, man. And ultimately, it's for our betterment. It's chastising us, and purifying us, so that we'll be those perfect sacrifices. So, okay, you can get that revelation now.
Con, your thing kind of lagging.
Oh, time. Hopefully it picks up.
This is Revelation chapter 3, and we'll get verse 10. It says, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth.
Mm-hmm. So, like it says, man, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, right? And your patience possess you your souls, right? Continuing to wait, continuing to pray, continue to watch, right? Enduring until the end, right? It says, I will also keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon the whole world or all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. So that word keep again going into tereo, right? Just let me pull it back up. It says to attend to carefully, right? So he's going to be paying careful attention, right, to his chosen, to take care of, to guard, right, to keep one in the state which he is, to keep one in the state in which he is, to observe. So the Lord has, his eyes watching these things very carefully, man, right, so that his chosen, don't go astray. You know, it might feel hard. You might go through, some trying times, but just know the Lord, is right there with you. And ultimately, you continue to pray, you're gonna overcome these things, man. You know. Um,
Quick one.
we can grab Psalm 91 and start in verse 1.
I got a quick one.
Baba Kusha. You got one?
Okay.
You got some?
Okay. This is just to land back off you. This is Matthew's chapter 7, and we'll get verse 13. It says, enter ye in at the straight gate, for wide is the gate, and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction, and many there be which go in thereat. So pretty much you want to enter that straight gate, the level of difficulty, which is going to pretty much purify the elect. It says, for wide is the gate, and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction, and many there be which go in thereat. A lot of people are going to enter to the paths of destruction. So like that the saying goes in the world, you want to take the road less traveled by.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
This is the Staholium, also Psalms chapter 91 and verse 1. It reads, says, Psalm 91 and verse 1. He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. I will say of the Lord.
Right, going back to that Revelation. I'm sorry. But going back to that Revelation 3 and 10, right? That's the keep the sayings of Yahweh Shem Shai, man. Keep that patience, in the Lord. That's you dwelling, in the house. That's you dwelling, under the shadow of the Almighty, man. Right? So that you can ultimately receive that salvation, man.
Mm-hmm. If I can mention, it says he that dwelleth in the secret place being the scriptures, So abide in the Lord's secret, which is the scriptures, the truth.
Right.
Verse 2, I will say of the Lord, he is my refuge and my fortress, my God, in him will I trust. Surely he shall deliver thee from the snare of the fowler and from the noisome pestilence. He shall cover thee.
Right, because we're going to be protected in this time, man.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of slide. It's lagging a little bit, but yeah, we're going to be protected in these times, right? And we'll have that protection, that refuge, as we went into last week, right? This is our only protection. This is our only hope, in these times of trouble, is to come back to Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai.
Mm-hmm. If I could add, in verse 2, it says, in him will I trust. That's going to be the spirit of the elect. You go into the word trust, it goes into patak, confidence. While 2/3 they confided in, wherever idols themselves stocking up, the elect on the contrary is going to be trusting in the Lord. You see, because pretty much 2/3 in heathen, they got a false sense of confidence, a false sense of reality, because they're not trusting in a true rock, But I'm going to keep going back to verse 4. It says, he shall cover thee with his feathers, and under his wings shalt thou trust. His truth shall be thy shield and buckler. Thou shalt not be afraid.
And what is the scripture? He shall come with healing in his wings, man. Right? So that wing being that protection, like a mother bird, will be over the nest covering up the eggs, man. Right? Those wings are going to protect us, right? And this word, is our shield and buckler, man. Our defense, against the fiery darts, of the devil, man.
Got a quick one.
Okay.
It says, Ecclesiastes chapter 7 and verse 12. Because it says that his truth shall be thy shield and buckler. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 7 and verse 12. It says, for wisdom is a defense, and money is a defense. But the excellency of knowledge is that wisdom giveth life to them that have it. So those that abide in the wisdom, going into the shield and buckler, they got a true defense, you see, versus, carnal things, carnality. The elect is going to be trusting in the spirit and using the scriptures and using the wisdom to abide in that day.
Right.
Verse Psalms 91 and verse 5. It says, thou shalt not be afraid for the terror by night, nor for the arrow that flieth by day, nor for the pestilence that walketh in darkness, nor for the destruction that wasteth at noonday. 1,000 shall fall at thy side, and 10,000 at thy right hand, but it shall not come nigh thee. You see, and that's
us doing. Oh yeah, you go ahead. Slide.
Not about to say us of the hopeful elect. We're seeing these things occur. You had 50,000 drop from an earthquake. Just seeing in the gym, it was 2,800 in Morocco. They just dropped, and they expecting 2,000 plus to drop in Libya. They're missing. You see, so we're seeing these things take place. Adam Arts is out. We continue Laha Quatas out to the end.
Okay.
Verse 8. It says, only with thine eyes.
Kind
Yeah. Huh. Verse 8. Only with thine eyes shalt thou behold and see the reward of the wicked.
mhm.
Because thou hast made the Lord, which is my refuge, even the Most High thy habitation, there shall no evil befall thee, neither shall any plague come nigh thy dwelling. For he shall give his angels charge over thee, to keep thee in all thy ways. They shall bear thee up in their
Right.
hands.
Okay. And that's the point, you know. So the angels have been given charge over thee to keep us, man. Right? To protect us, to watch over us, right? To make sure we don't go astray. You know, the Lord willing, we have that elect number. You know, we're gonna be, guarded throughout all these things, as the brother read, the pestilence, the destruction. You know, watching thousands of people die. At one time, right? Walking through this dark land in the midst of all this death, right? But it's like I said, there shall no evil befall thee, neither shall any plague come nigh thy dwelling. You know, so as we see the C-19 start to rise its head up again, the mandates start to come upon the land again, right? We see the plagues and pestilences and famines, right? The sedition, the love of many waxing cold out here, evermore, right? Like it says, he shall give his angels charge over thee to keep thee in all thy ways, man, right? In your walk, right? In all your endeavors, as long as you endeavoring in the truth, the Lord is going to protect you, man.
Mm-hmm. Keep going in that.
That was the point on that. I want to look this word keep up in the Hebrew.
Psalms 92 and 11.
God,
The scriptures go into Psalm 34 and 7. The angel of the Lord encampeth round about them that fear him. You see, so if you're doing the will of the Lord is going to ensure that you're provided for, that you're protected. Brothers have a hedge of protection around them, which it's going to be much more manifest in Jacob's trouble. You see?
yep, right. God. So this is the word keep, and it's shamar. Strong's H8104. It says to keep, to guard, to observe, to give heed, to keep, to have charge of, to keep,
Mm-hmm.
to guard, to watch, and ward. And a ward is somebody who's always around, right? It's like a bodyguard, right?
Mm-hmm.
To protect, to save life, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, and that's the thing, man. We're all our steps are being guided, by how about Shemal Shai, right? So those angels, they're saving your life in certain situations. They're protecting you. They have charge over you, right? Every brother has a angel, or angels, right? That throughout your day to day, are in continually working to make sure you take the correct steps, man. And then whatever you do go through, as far as adversity wise, right? They're there, to strengthen your mind, to be able to overcome these things, man.
Mm-hmm. Let me keep going.
But that was all I had. Unless you had anything else.
Uh, I'm gonna get I'll get this real fast. This is Psalm chapter 22 and verse 4, just reiterating the point. It says, our fathers trusted in thee. They trusted, and thou didst deliver them. You see, so each time, when a man of the Lord was in a particular situation, the Lord will a lot of opportunity, for that man to be delivered. You see, so how much more in these times that we're coming up into right now? You see, but that was it. That's all I have.
That's right. God, God. Hey, so look, we pray our lesson was edifying through the spirit and power of Yahweh by Shemal Shai. We want to close by giving all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakah HaKodash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone that rule well and teach well, and peace and blessings to the hopeful elect, pushing this word with all truth, righteousness, and sincerity. Shalom, shalom. Wa Kwam Yasharala, and the Bible, man.
Bible
Shalom.
ball.